Hey guys, happy Thursday. So Thursdays, I love to coin it as the kitchen sink workout because we have a lot of movements. All these movements are accessible. These movements or variations might be different, but it's always fun to do this in a group class format and just kind of, just move for the hour, all right? So this first AMRAP or so, treat it like an extension of the warm-up or the warm-up, and we got this dumbbell RDL, right? So with our RDL, we want our legs to be straight, but not locked out. So just kind of have a slight bend to your knee. And then you want to just move your hips back in such a way that your chest stays open and your back stays flat. No way is this movement touch your toes with the dumbbell. I'll say it again. In no way is this movement touch your toes with the dumbbell, right? Some people might have the flexibility and the integrity in their hamstrings to get to their toes, which is fantastic. Generally speaking, most people will not, all right? So don't look at hyperflexible Sarah and she's touching her toes with the dumbbell and think you have to do that. That's not appropriate. What you have to do is keep your chest open, keep your back flat, move at the hips, and to take your butt to the back of the room or to just take your butt to the back of the room. The way to be tracing down the legs, this would be our RDL. Once we get done with that, we'll go some body weight lunges. So just alternate, step back, back knee kisses the ground, drop to the front foot, back knee kisses the ground, drop to the front foot, back knee kisses the ground. Pay attention to the knee and ankle relationship. The front shin is vertical as we drive up. One more time. Boom. We drive up. Once we get done with that, we'll go this single arm push press. We got a certain number, I think it's 10 per side. Legs first, arms second. Go a few that side. A few the other side. Once we get done with that, again, an extension of the warm-up, we should be nice and cozy, ready to work out, and we will do that. And so what happens now is that we'll go into our wall balls. Again, I believe we had this a previous day in the week, so I won't talk about it much today, but we pass through a squat, we toss it to the target. The ladies, the first blue line, our guys, the second blue line, right? And we must pass through a squat. Once that happens, we go into a kettlebell swing. So the kettlebell swing, if it doesn't say Russian, assume is American all the way up. The full expression of the movement with locked out arms overhead, the bottom of the bell facing the ceiling, etc., 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 right? I always like to start away from my kettlebell so I can kind of hike it into my body so I don't have to stand it up and create momentum and look kind of crazy before I get to swinging this thing, all right? How this works is that it's not rock forward to your toes, rock back to your heels, rock forward to your toes. It's more of a hinge to jump, hinge to jump. So when I bring my hips forward, I want to think about putting force in my foot or in my feet through the ground, right? So it's not a rock forward. You guys can get away with it with lightweight, but if you want to be really cohesive in this kettlebell sport, it'll come up back and bite you at heavier weight doing different sorts of things. So from here, hike, up, 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 up. All right? So that happens there. Once we get done with that, we'll go push press. Again, I think I said this on the day we did push press. If it's in a workout, it's always from the ground. Always from the ground, right? So we'll have to clean it first. and get it to our shoulders. So that'll be, you know, a little extra work, but not the biggest deal. And I think the rep is like 20 reps. So a weight that's pretty light where you can almost do this unbroken. All right, and so that's kind of the parameter that you guys should do this workout with. That'll be your push press. And then you guys got the good old classic burpee. Chest and thighs hit the ground, surrender your body. Jump at the top. Jump at the top. Once this is done, right? You guys have like a couple rounds, 3, maybe 5, but don't quote me on that. You guys got this Renegade Row. This Renegade Row is just, if I was to say what the movements are, it's a plank and then a row, right? What we want to do is, as we're in our plank, keep the integrity of our hips. So we need to go wider with the feet. Let's go wider with the feet. But we don't want to row and bring our hips with the row. We want to keep our hips square, row one arm, row the other arm. All right, and then we don't want to have like this TP butt. We want to keep the body relatively flat, right? A lot of times we see TP butt, row, row, and we want to avoid the TP butt. So feet out. If you need to get wide, it's completely fine. And then we want to row, 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 row. All right. Once we get done with that, hands down to dumbbells, and we want to go push-ups, all right? So this should create some sort of a deficit so your chest can get all the way through. Down, explode, down, explode. Now, all those movements will be formatted in a very specific way you guys should listen to your coach for, but have fun with these movements. Hopefully they were clear. Go get it. Happy Thursday.